Hello and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. This week we have got another brand new race build. Or should that be race car instead? Either way, for 20 points this week you can get yourself the Porsche Mission R. This thing comes with 671 horsepower, 741 foot-pounds of torque and weighs just a shade over 3,300 pounds with a displacement of 0. Because fear not, this thing isn't just a rolling shell, it is electric, which is kind of interesting, which means there is no second gear. But yeah, I tell you what though, it definitely looks very, very cool, and unlike most other Porsches that I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. Going to the inside, it looks very, very, very cool. And also, if you want a rear view mirror, look to where your speed would be, because your speed is actually shown in the steering wheel. Can you call it a wheel? So now let's go ahead and take a listen to what the kettle sounds like. Not too bad. So going into the upgrade shop, we only have 4 categories to choose from, and we're going to go straight to motor and battery, because obviously we can't engine swap this thing because there's not an engine to swap into it. But we can go from 670 horsepower all the way up to 1,147. Okay, yeah, that's a jump in power. It starts off on a full slick Michelin racing tyres, but we can, however, downgrade that to semi-slick, or we could go all the way over to drag tyres, which we're going to be doing later this video, so stay tuned. And if you want to swap a gearbox into it, good luck with that. However, there is an option to take this thing from 3,300 pounds down to 2,980 something. Well, that's not too bad at all. So I guess you could call this thing a Beetle with attitude. Anyway, going over to paint, we have got nothing in advanced, and if we go to manufacturer colours, of course we only have the one. But we could go ahead and put it in all black as well. Oh, that looks evil. That looks really, really evil. I like that. And as per usual, the rims have more advanced paint colours than I have brain cells. So of course now we're going to go ahead and race this thing, but how's it going to turn out? And now for the funnies, we're going to go ahead and race this thing against a whole bunch of other vehicles in S2, and hopefully we do okay, and I'm just hoping that we survive till the end, because we've got, like I say, 670 brake horsepower, unless you happen to be a friend of mine who can get it to over 2,000. Seriously, here's the photo. Okay, let's see what we can do. We are steadily climbing up through the RPMs, through the amount of speediness as well. We're getting a little boxed in by Porsche on there, but we can easily take the inside through here. Thank you very much. I'll take those 2 spaces, and now we're up in 4th. So while this thing takes a while to get up to speed, once it gets up to speed, it does not want to give up that speed very, very quickly. But stock, this thing has a fairly kind of turning rate, but hopefully once it's upgraded, it will actually be pretty good indeed. Excuse me, politely move. Okay, now we're up against a Frenchman in a Bugatti, a Devo. Can we get the Devo? Maybe. Oh, that was close. And excuse me, let me pass. I said, let me pass, please. You know what, final turn. We're going to try and dive on the inside. Excuse me, go in the wall. Thank you. And so up to the final turn with a little bit of assistance, we've made it into 1st, and across the line we go. But the question is, what time did we get from this thing? And it is a 1 minute 51. I thought that would be quicker. So here we are now back after that race, and we'll go to motor and battery and immediately upgrade that straight up to 1,100 brake horsepower, which is absolutely insane. But we're going to go ahead and now throw on some drag tyres and see what we can do. We're of course going to go ahead and thicken them up a bit at the front, and definitely thicken them up a bit at the back, all the way up to 335s. And then, well, I've got a little bit of tuning to do, so I'll catch right up with you. Cheapest fully upgraded car yet. And now the fun really begins. I've got to try and tune this singular gear, which yes, is tunable, but you cannot put the 4-speed gearbox in this thing, sadly. As for aero, don't you worry, because that is completely tunable too, and we're of course going to go and take that all the way down to speed, because, well, we need all the speed we can get this time. And now, probably the dumbest check, but did we get a wheelie build? No. And why did I think we would? Anyway, let's go over to the drag strip and see what we can do over here. So here we are, let's go ahead and activate launch control, and away we go with the electric behemoth that is this almighty thing. Let's go ahead and see what speed we can get. It is a very, very slow climb, but do we get anywhere near 200? Hopefully we do, because, we tried. We got 198, but I want to check something. Now, while this may look absolutely dumb on the face of it, let's go ahead and see what we can do in reverse, because the Rimac turns out it's actually pretty decent in reverse than Nevera. But let's go ahead and see what this thing can do. We've got 198 to beat, with a very stupid idea. Does it work? Does it work? Nearly 196. Okay, let's go and actually put some decent tyres back on this thing. Now, somebody's told me to check the torque curve of this thing, so I'm going to go ahead and see if there's a way that I can do that really quickly. In fact, if we go over to here, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, how much torque do you want? This car? Yes. I've just noticed the launch, acceleration, and braking are all 10. However, before we go any further this week, here's the Forza shop. We have got the Rimac Concept 2, the thumbs up emote. We've got the Watermelon Crew socks, which are kind of cool and kind of what at the same time, and the B&W M1 alongside your Horizon wheel spins and your Horizon Super wheel spins. So here we are now over at the edge of the motorway with 1,100 and something brake horsepower, or where I've stamped on the brakes, 3,239. I think this car might be a bit broken. Anyway, let's go ahead and give this thing a little bit of a top speed run and go and see what we can get out of this thing. This is going to be so daft. And out of the speed zone we go. While we can't keep an impressive 3,000 brake horsepower, we can still get a solid 240 something through there, which is not too bad. And now we've got a downhill and speed trap still to go. So there is potential for us to try and get 245. Alright, any second our speed camera's going to be... Oh, there it is, it beat me to it. Okay, 242 through there, and to the downhill there is 245, 246, 247 even, which is actually pretty good out of this thing. And sadly we don't get any quicker than that, but it is electric after all, so I guess there is still some drawbacks to that. Like, maybe it might need another set of AAs. Now, the bit that's going to intrigue me most around this thing is trying to drift it, because it's all-wheel drive and electric and only has one gear. And I usually have a lot of time struggling to make one-gear electric cars drift, but apparently not today with 41,500 points on the first attempt. That is kind of scary. Okay, maybe very, very scary. And now with a little bit of tune adjusting, here we go back to round 2, going back the other way. Let's see if we can not hit the fence. Let's try not to hit anything. We hit everything trying not to hit anything. That worked well. And out the other side at 29,700 points. Maybe I should just stick to going the other way from now on. Now, while I'm not the biggest fan of electric cars, this thing is still certainly quite interesting and definitely still worth picking up, even if it is just to have in your garage as a bit of a showpiece. Or to probably end up taking it into Horizon Open. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll be back out. I messed it up. Okay, bye! Right, let's see what Horizon Open make of it.